Vendor selection. The consensus development process is compiled of 7 crucial steps. Step 1 involves the participation of investors. Their communication will enlighten individuals by displaying their preferred attributes. Step 2 involves creating a model of investor preferences by conducting one-on-one interviews. Step 3 involves a meeting of all of the investors. This meeting determines any revisions that will be necessary to edit the ranking of attributes. Step 4 scores the model. Step 5 involves collaboration through all investors. They will discuss, measure disparities, and then finalize the scoring procedure. Step 6 measures the criteria. Through this measurement process, one final scoring procedure can be determined. Step 7 involves the facilitator of the discussion certifying all criteria by scoring it. The results are then distributed throughout the whole organization. This slide displays the attributes, weights, and ratings. 3 prime attributes were developed: efficiency of use, cost, and reputation, from votes by the stakeholders. These attributes were discussed at length and were developed from various questions. Stakeholders explained that an efficient EMR system was the most significant attribute. An EMR system that would easily allow employees to enter patient information in less time was crucial for an efficient and effective system. The most superior EMR system would be capable of inputting information in about 2 minutes. A poor EMR system would take 5 minutes or more to input necessary information. The second most significant attribute was cost. An inexpensive EMR model during this type of economic climate is vital and was discussed at length. A system that cost $10,000 or less was seen as excellent, while an EMR system that was $15,000 or more was given the rating of poor. Reputation was the least significant attribute for an EMR system. For reputation, an EMR system that would be recommended to other organizations was given the rating of excellent, while a system that could not be relied on was given the score of good or poor. A rating scale was devised for all attributes on a scale from 0 to 100. 0 equates to poor, while 100 equates to excellent. To determine the weights of each attribute, the facilitator asked, "Which attribute is least significant to you for the implementation of an EMR system?" The decision maker stated, "Reputation is the least important to me for an EMR system." Reputation was therefore given a value of 10. After an answer was specified, the facilitator asked, "What is the next least important attribute in relation to reputation?" The decision maker explained, "Cost would be the next least factor. It holds less weight than efficiency, but more than reputation. Although cost is important, an efficient and effective system is my first priority. Cost is 3 times as important as reputation." Efficiency was the last attribute to be calculated because the decision maker did consider it highly significant for the implementation of a new EMR system. "How important is efficiency in relation to cost?" asked the facilitator. Efficiency is twice as important as cost. Therefore, efficiency was given a score of 60, while cost was given a score of 30. Then numbers were added and then divided by the particular value. For instance, efficiency was given a score of 60, which was divided by 100. The weights are then given as follows. Efficiency equates to 0.6, cost equates to 0.3, and reputation equates to 0.1. Both investors were asked to rate these attributes. The score of the vendors is determined by weighted sum of the ratings of each attribute. For instance, 100 was multiplied by 0.6, which was added to the multiplication of 40 times 0.3, which was then again added to 100 times 0.1. The sum is therefore 82, which is displayed by vendor A. 82 trumps 78. 78 is the score for vendor B. If the score is higher, then there is a higher correlation present between the accepted model and the investor's preferences for an EMR system. vendor A displays a very high correlation. After it was determined that vendors A preferences were highly correlated with the model, the results were discussed. The analysis was explained and the steps were evaluated so investors were aware of how all calculations were done. The facilitator will take all comments into consideration to discuss at one's next meeting to assess all details of various types of EMR systems. Both investors will modify or improve the list based on their criteria to ensure its accuracy. Participatory vendor selection was made possible by all demonstrated 7 steps. The vendor's input made the model list of preferences possible. Quantification enabled the weights and ratings to be determined. From quantification, the final weights were evaluated and vendors were able to rate their set of attributes from the model. Conducting interviews was crucial in establishing the scoring process. Both interviews were conducted using the same questions. Through interviews, vendors were able to discuss their preferences, which could be used in conjunction with the model's preferences. All 3 steps are vital to establish which set of preferences is preferred among various vendors for an EMR system.